So I'm going to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushua Ba'Hashem HaKaktash. And in this lesson, I'm going to title it, "My Lord wants you to call upon Him." And I'm going to start off with Romans 10 and 13. "But whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. And the name of the Lord is Yahweh, and His Son, His name is Yahushua." Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. And you have to call upon those names. And I'm going to go into the book of Psalms 50 and 15. "And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked, Yahweh say, What hast thou to declare my status, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee." And you have to call upon the Lord in any given situation when you're in trouble, when you have a bad addiction, or let's say when a cop pulls you over, or in a jam, your car is messed up. You gotta call upon the Lord out of that trouble. And you can't be like the wicked. You can't be like the wicked that don't follow his status and judgments, to the best of their ability. You have to follow what Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua requires in order for you to call upon Him. You can't still be sinning and expect to call upon Him. You can't sin on purpose, like eating pork on purpose, committing adultery on purpose, doing things on purpose. You can't. And I'm going to go into the book of Ecclesiasticus 2 and 6. Ecclesiasticus 2 and 6. Right there. Starting on verse 6. "Believe in Him, and He'll help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in Him." And you gotta order your way aright. You can't be sinning purposely, And you gotta believe on Him. And on verse 7, "Ye that fear the Lord, wait for His mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall." Ye that fear the Lord, believe Him, and your reward shall not fail. And it's for those that fear the Lord, that actually fear the Lord, and that are doing everything to the best of their ability to please the Lord, to do the works, to not sin purposely, not following after your flesh. So you have confidence in calling upon the Lord. I'm going to start off on verse 9. "Ye that fear the Lord hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in His fear and was forsaken? For whom did He ever despise to call upon Him?" And that's right. You gotta abide in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua's fear, because if you don't, then you're not gonna have that confidence to call upon Him in any given situation you need help on. You have to fear Him. You have to actually do those things and follow Him. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. Woe to be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. And you can't go 2 ways, you know. You can't be like the sinners that go off purposely, committing these iniquities purposely, like adultery, smoking, eating pork. Those are sins that are like easy 1, 2, 3. You can easily avoid that. You know, just can't be like these two-thirds, these wicked Jacob. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be offended. And you have to believe in that. You have to believe that if you know that you're not going off on purpose, you're able to call upon the Lord for help. And I'm going to go down on verse 15. This is a good example on verse 15. Ecclesiasticus 2 and 15. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word. You see, if you fear the Lord, you will not disobey his word and what you have to do to follow it. And they that love him will keep his ways. And if you really love the Lord, you're gonna keep his ways. You have to keep his ways. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. And that's the point right there. You're gonna be filled with the law. You know, like before you take a step into a room full of wicked ass people, you know not to join with them. You know how to be separated from them. Of course, there's nothing wrong with talking to them, but you know not to follow their ways. You know, you're gonna have that. You're gonna be meditating upon the law, or should I hang out with this person, or should I do this? Should I be in this environment, or you're gonna start feeling those things. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and stumble. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. And you gotta be humble, and you gotta be ready to follow what the Lord wants you to do. And we'll go into the book of Psalms. Psalms 91. I'm going to read all of Psalms 91. Security of the one who trusts in the Lord. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. If you follow his word, you call upon his name, you praise him, you're going to be under his shadow. You're going to be defended by him. You're going to be safe. I'll say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, my God. In him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from those snares of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. Noisome pestilence, which is those nukes that are going to be shot on Babylon. And he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth and shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in the darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, which is Esau, going to be cast down and destroyed, because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. I'm not going to that word habitation. It's only habitation, when you dwell in a house, you're living in it. You're actually living with Yahushai and with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. My yon in the Hebrew. Oh yeah, right here. And because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which is my refuge, even the Most High Yahweh, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. And these angels, they watch over us to protect us. That's how it works. When you call upon Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for help, the angels are always watching. They shall bear thee in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon a lion and adder, the young lion and the giant shall thou trample under feet. Because thou hast set his love upon me, because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him and set him on high, because he hath known my name. And you gotta know Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You gotta know what type of individual the Lord is. He's an austere man. He's very serious, very merciful. But if you try to keep it, but if you try to keep his ways to the best of your ability, and not go off on purpose, and he's like the image of Actually, let me just continue. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him, and I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him, and show him my salvation. And when you call upon the name of the Lord, and the Son's name, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, for help, he will answer you and he'll help you in a time of trouble, in any given bad situation you're in. And that's all to this lesson. And I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem HaKadosh, and Shalom.